Hey beautiful people, how y'all doing? Hope you guys are doing fantastic. I am here to talk about my PhD program. I have gotten tons of questions about my program, so I kind of wanted to come here and share with you guys my experience in the program and also do a Q&A. So this will be a two-part video. In this video, I'm going to talk about my experience, and then I will open it up to questions and do a part 2 where I answer all of your questions. Okay, so I want to first and foremost say thank you so much. Thank you so much to every single one of you guys on YouTube who have encouraged me and just pushed me throughout my program. During the first year of my program, I made a video here on YouTube and I got an overwhelming amount of responses and encouragement. And on my vlog channel, a lot of you guys were able to go with me through that journey where I was writing constantly, and you have no idea how much your words meant to me. In doing my doctorate, I knew that I wasn't just doing it for myself, but I was doing it for all of you as well, to encourage and motivate and show you that you can do whatever you put your mind to. So first, I just want to say thank you. So as many of you guys know, I am a psychologist. I work with children and teenagers, and I've been doing it for about 4 years. In my doctorate program, I earned a PhD, so that's a Doctor of Philosophy. There are lots of different doctorates that you can earn. If you want to do the PhD, that's more research-based. So you're doing a lot of research, you're writing lots of articles, you might be in the lab, so it's very research-based. With me being a psychologist, many people asked why I didn't do the PsyD, the Doctor of Psychology. The reason I chose the PhD is because I do enjoy research, and I did want to be able to do more research on different things that I was interested in. And the PhD is recognized around the world. So I knew that if I moved to a different country, it would always be recognized and I would be able to teach or do whatever it is that I wanted to do with that degree. I just felt like it was the most comprehensive degree, and that's why I chose it. So throughout my PhD, I was considered a full-time student, and my program was structured to be for 3 to 4 years. So I did work full-time, and I also went to school full-time. My classes were at night, and typically they were from maybe 6 to 10 or 7 to 10, depending on the course. In the PhD program, they have something called cohorts. So typically when you apply for a program, they tell you typically our cohorts are about 10 people. Some programs are more, they're like 25, 30 people, but I've seen it as little as 10. So what that means is that when you apply, they're only accepting 10 people for the program. So getting into the PhD program is extremely competitive. I definitely recommend that you do your research on which program has the things that you're looking for. Make sure you look at the different emphases, look at the things that they're going to be teaching you, see if it's relevant to what you want to study. Because it's so intense, because they're so selective, you're going to need to know what you want to do. That way when you apply for the program, you can go online on the school's website, look at the professors that the school has, and see what kind of research they're doing. See if you're interested in working with a particular professor, because they typically do want their students to be able to work with professors. So it's really important to see what they're doing and see if it aligns to what you want to do. So I applied for about, I want to say maybe 4 programs, and I got accepted into 2. The application process is very intense because typically after you apply, you have to come in for an interview. For my program, we did group interviews, and then we did smaller group interviews. And so the interview consists of being able to write on a topic right then and there, write like an essay on a certain topic, and then do an interview, either one-to-one or small group interview with professors asking you very specific questions about your knowledge, about what you're looking to do, and sometimes about your experiences. So it is a rigorous interview process, but they're looking for candidates that are going to be serious about the program. They're looking for candidates who are going to be able to contribute to research or to practice. For my program, the first 2 years consisted of coursework, so we were learning about different things. In addition to that, we were encouraged to also present. So I would have to go to the national conferences and put on presentations for practitioners and share my knowledge about some of the things that I was learning, as well as the things that I was also researching. So going to the conferences is really special because it allows you to be able to take your research topics and see what other people think about it. See if there's more questions that you hadn't thought of to answer. And so for me, that was really helpful and really fun too. You're also encouraged to co-teach. So this is really great if you want to be a professor, because it allows you to be able to see what it's like to teach in front of a classroom. So in my program, I was co-teaching with master's students. So depending on who the professor is, sometimes they'll let you teach a lesson and then they teach a lesson. So every other week, you're rotating on who's teaching the course. Sometimes they'll teach and they'll have you teach like at the end. It just depends on the structure of the class and the professor's teaching style. So it was really great that I was able to co-teach, because it let me see some of the gaps in the curriculum. Because I work as a psychologist and I was in the program, I was able to bring that practical experience and let them know what actually happens when you're working and how what you're learning ties right into that. So that was super, super fun. I really enjoyed co-teaching. Even though me being a professor right now, that's not what I want to do. I love being a psychologist, and that's what I enjoy. But I did learn with that process that teaching was a strength of mine. And I was really excited to do it. I had a lot of fun and I learned a lot. I learned a lot by teaching. And some of these things that I'm referring to are called scholarly engagements. Different programs, of course, structure things a little bit differently, but typically you will have to do scholarly engagements. You will have to write articles and get them published. You will have to present at conferences. You will have to co-teach or teach a course. There's lots of different things you can do depending on your university, but these are preliminary to your dissertation. These requirements must be fulfilled before you present your proposal. So your proposal in the PhD program is when you have your research interests and your topics and you're presenting it to your committee. I don't know how deep you guys want me to get, because I don't really know what it is you guys want to know, but your committee are the people who you defend your topic to. These are the people who, after you've written your dissertation, you present it to. They're also the professors that you're working with, and they're people that you typically choose. On a committee, you can have 3 to 4 members, and they are professors. Some universities allow you to choose one other person, maybe from a different university, that you can bring in for your dissertation. That truly depends on your university. So on my committee, I had 3 professors, and they were fantastic. They're people I hand selected based on their research interests, based on their experience. The topic for my dissertation was bipolar disorder. That's a disorder that has always touched me because I work with so many teenagers who have bipolar disorder. It is a complicated disorder, and I just found that I needed to do something with it to educate practitioners on the different interventions and things like that that we can do with teenagers and students. So that was what my dissertation focused on. It was a lot of work. A lot of work. A dissertation is a book. It's a book. It's your research that you're writing. And it can range from the page number. I mean, it can range from like 120 pages to 500, however long it is that you want it to be. But you are doing an actual study. And so my dissertation was a quantitative dissertation, meaning that I was using data with numbers, and I was doing statistics with the data, and then determining what the outcomes were and doing analysis on the data. You can choose to do a qualitative dissertation where you're not using numbers, you're doing like interviews with people and you're coding the interviews. And then from there you write what your outcomes are. So there's different styles and different ways to write. You can do like a hybrid of both. Some people like to do both quantitative and qualitative, but mine, I really wanted it to be sort of just cut and dry, and so that's why I chose to do a quantitative dissertation. So the statistics part was really difficult because I am not great at math. I actually suck at math, let's just be real. I'm not good at math. But so it was rough. But just like anything else, you can't let one thing stop you from accomplishing your goal. And I was not going to let that stop me from being able to get my degree. So I worked really hard and I prayed a lot, and I reached out to people who could help me, and I was able to do all of the analyses. And then once you're done doing all of that, you defend it. And that's the day where you have your whole presentation, your committee is there, and you present your findings, and they then give you feedback. At that point, they can tell you, you know, this was great, but you need to do more research. Or they can say you passed, you're a doctor. Or they can say, I don't know about this. But regardless, if you're in constant communication with your committee, you typically would not be failing your defense. I mean, you really shouldn't be. They should prepare you to be able to pass your defense. So that was definitely one of the scariest days of my life, but it was a fantastic defense. I'm telling you guys right now, I killed it. I killed it. But it was the scariest day of my life. I was so scared. But because I was passionate about my topic, because I really knew my stuff in and out, it was a really good defense. I don't want to go on and on because I don't know what kind of questions you guys have. So I do want to open it up to questions. If you guys have any questions about my PhD program, or maybe you guys have questions about the other side of it, like the working part or the family part or the relationships part, I don't know what you guys want to know. So please leave questions, specific questions, so I can come back and do a Q&A to answer your questions. If you guys are thinking about doing a doctorate, all I can say is it's absolutely worth it. It's absolutely worth it for you to accomplish any goal that you have. But for me personally, I wanted to get it because I wanted to learn, and I also wanted the respect that comes with it. It's a lot of schooling. It's a lot of schooling. I've been in school since I was in kindergarten. I never took a break. I went straight through. So I graduated at 27 with my doctorate because, yeah, I went straight through school. Doesn't mean you have to do that. Different people do different things. Some people take breaks. Some people go when they're much older, like in their 40s or 50s. It really depends on you. It really depends on what you want in your life, how much you need the degree, what you want to do with the degree, all of that. So let me know if you guys have any more questions. Once again, thank you guys so much. You have no idea how much you guys mean to me. I really could not have done it without your encouragement, and it was so important to me to be able to encourage every black girl out there, every single black girl out there, to let you guys know that you don't have to pick. You don't have to choose between being smart, being beautiful, being smart, being talented. You don't have to pick. You can do both, and really you can do anything you want to do. Don't let anything hold you back, and don't let anyone ever tell you you cannot do it. I love you guys so much. Big kisses to you all. Mwah. I hope you guys all have a fantastic day, and I'll see you in the next video. Peace, love, and light.